1.29 for the Gambit youngsters. If you do want to get involved into those odds, you can check out their links below the Twitch channel. Get up to a €100 deposit on your, or up to a 100 bonus on your deposit, and 10 free CSGO spins. Jay, they're offering a lot. Gambit youngsters are offering a lot. We're jumping into Overpass, and it's a stack over at the B-bomb site.
We talked about the slowness of the defaults here from the Gambit youngsters T side, and initially it will be damage done to body. He spotted one. No bomb information just yet. The utility coming in. Actually quite a fast round from the T side by comparison to their previous map. Supra will body quickly out of the server. Nathan Lambert does a lot of damage, takes Supra back for a 4-on-4. So CTs may be in with a chance, especially with Inters on 2 HP, but Haji falls over on the short phase, and Axel will continue facing forward. 2K to his name, and 2 players left standing for LDLC. It's Afro on the site. Sixer backed up, going to look for his way over to the heaven position, potentially for an A rotation all in all, which is where Nafni is going to face up. So if he takes this player down, they should be able to realize where the open site is.
And it seemed like for Gambit youngsters, they actually wanted to shift that control up to connected to the A bomb site, but a couple of kills go their way, so Nafni can sell a little bit of a fake over to A and just commit into this B bomb site. Afro is going to be the only player here. This is going to be a very difficult hold from him. He doesn't have any armor to work with. He does get a rotator in from his teammate of Sixer, but in a 2-on-4, what can they really do? Afro hasn't been seen just yet. Can he deny this bomb from going down? He can't.
Tap from Sixer does find one pick. Headshot not quite tapped up on Shiro, though. Oh, he gets it. 3 kills. Sixer flicking back, knows exactly where the last man is. And Axel seeing his head pop up left and right and gets his 4K for it. Sixer's still got it, it seems. LDLC resting all of their efforts on his shoulders, and he comes out good for the pistol round.
Yeah, well, he's proven me wrong. He's got a lot left in the tank. Those shots were insane coming out from Sixer. And I tell you what, Jay, we have seen some incredible pistol rounds against the Gambit youngster side so far today. What a start coming out from LDLC. They clutch out the 2-on-4, and Sixer, well, he did everything.
I honestly did not expect that.
No,
like
I didn't.
That was something else from Sixer. And again, 4 kills to start things off on the pistol. We saw Gambit youngsters struggle a little bit on the pistol rounds in the last map up. I didn't think it would carry over to this one. They did get a bomb plant, so they'll see the rifles coming in, which actually overall leads to a better buy than LDLC. But even so, a start for this CT side, and that is a hell of a way to get started as well. That's the way you get momentum on your side.
It absolutely is, and for LDLC, you could not be happier with what just happened there. But you need to make sure, okay, you know, we got a little bit hyped, we got a little bit excited after that. We need to calm it down. We need to focus, because we're going into this. We've allowed the bomb plant to go through into the T side, so we can expect a force buy coming up. And they've taken some long control. A lot of map presence being taken from Gambit youngsters. They've still got a player towards bottom of connector, and one just starting to take this party control. So no real presence over to the B-bomb side, and that actually allows LDLC to have an aggressive crossfire. They've got Lambert looking out through the short pipe and a player to back him up. So great crossfires being set from the Frenchman.
Haji and Sixer particularly to the bathrooms position, waiting for contact. They may see the utility from Nafani. Body ready to respond as Haji drops one. Body gets Axel as well. Inters to 4. Haji's getting Supra. This is a clean-up from the CT side. Not much resistance thrown in by Gambit youngster. Shiro will get a good headshot on the one man. Tag on towards Sixer next up, hunting for his secondary kill in this round. Now AK recovered for Shiro. How much more can he do from this? The CT's also peeking in from the dumpster area. Afro will take him down. And a clean-up coming in from LDLC. Wow, I was not expecting it to be that confident.
That's an excellent round from LDLC. A great defensive hold around that bathroom's position. The way that they established the crossfire between one another, and they're pulling distractions. They're able to get a couple of kills in bathrooms. They pull the long presence out for the T's to kind of look in 2 directions at the same time, pull a bit of a distraction, allow the rotators to come up. And well, LDLC showing us that, well, they've got something to prove on Overpass, at least in the early stages. They're going up 2-0. No bomb plant coming out from Gambit youngsters, so it's pretty much just very light upgrades. A couple of P250s coming out, a single deagle. This should be a 3-0 start coming up for the French.
And it seems likely for the CTs. And again, such a confident stance to swing into this map up with. They need this CT side to go well for them. Here on the mid-default from Gambit Youngsters. The eco with the basic pistols, no Kevlar, no utility. The Eagle being the highlight weapon for Shiro. Super shoulder baiting, hoping to spot an AWP or just baiting a general shot from one of the M4s they got coming out here. The AK of Haji will also be spotted and heard. Just baiting in the info here, not going to act upon it just yet.
And they're trying to look for some information. Six has been able to see nothing, and for that reason, they've actually rotated body back down to that heaven position and only leaving a couple of players here at the A bomb site. Again, Gambit Youngsters getting this long control pretty much uncontested and trying to make their way into the site, but they're slowing it right down, getting closer to the time. A great shot coming out from Nafny. This honestly could be a bomb plan for the T's.
Botman dropped on the default position as well. If they can make their way up, they can secure it. Spray's going back and forth from Haji. He drops. Body drops the bomb again. Looks for his 3K and lines up a great sequence to decimate the pistols and rip them apart. So, not to be in the end, was close, but no cigar for the Eco. 3-0 now for LDLC as the buy. It will still come through here for Gambit Youngsters. Could have been the difference between the AKs and potentially an AWP if they wanted to go for it. So, a little bit limited, but not by a massive amount.
Yeah, you've got to think for Gambit Youngsters, this is the perfect opportunity for them to really start to claw their way back into Overpass, put the pressure back onto LDLC, and they're actually setting themselves up the city side for a very aggressive fountain take. I love the position coming out from LDLC, trying to take the fight against Gambit Youngsters, finding a lot of map control. They can now start to rotate a B stack coming through because Haji's seeing no information.
Look at the utility coming out here towards the B site. Again, going for the basic execution. It's got what got them the furthest on the pistol round. Look at the M4s to hold off, though. Dropping that bomb first in to make its way out. Axel will find a trade, but Lambert trades it right back. Axel will double up to keep it 3 versus 3. The plant can be secured, but look at Haji on the back lines. They are so ready for this round to fall into LDLC hands. Shiro not keeping his eyes on the monster position. Headshot comes through, swings it on short, take a spray on Napoli, gets thrown off a little bit by the runaway, and Axel has done it all on body here. 1-on-2 for him. Both players are pretty heavily tagged up. Axel in particular on single digits, eventually falls to the man, and a 1-on-1 now. Nafny peeking in body, checking short. He needs to keep his eyes on Monster. The info's been given up. Nafny ready for the headshot. Smoke on, body still wins out the fight and wins out the defuse. Wow, LDLC, this was not what we were expecting from these guys.
Is it supposed to be LDLC Clutch OL? Like, is that supposed to be the team name? My goodness, this has been 2 incredible clutches. The pistol round from Sixer, and then body. Oh my goodness, that was insane. There is no way that he should have won that fight. He was so out of position in comparison to the one-on-one to the T side. LDLC, my goodness, they're coming out of the gate absolutely firing. Only 1 map on record in the last 3 months on Overpass, and they're showing us that they've put time into this map. They've certainly been practicing it.
They only had 1 official result on record, so it can be a little bit unpredictable, but it's not a map that they play in general, so the fact that they're doing all this on officials is shocking to say the least. Gambit Youngsters set up to the short position with a little bit of CT control coming in from short as well. Top of the sandbags, Lambert will take out Axel. That boost up providing a major opportunity. Nafny will trade body back to 4-on-4 though. There's the fallback passive for this one here. LDLC have lost the man advantage that they gained early on in this one. Nothing regained back for Gambit Youngsters, but they'll try the same strategy of boosting up top of the sandbags. Taking out Afro for 1. Know that there's a second player also at water. Haji will be there over at Graffiti to try and support the crossfire from a passive position, but the CTs are running out of players here.
And Six is going to be on a long rotate to try and help the B defenders. It all really comes down to these 2 players. Haji does a lot of damage onto Supra, and he follows up with a secondary kill. Haji's still making work, but he gets taken down. As Six are now in a 1 versus 2, and he's on to clutch once again.
Nafny on for the ace, though, over on that T side. Shiro's there, is his backup. Scopes in with the AWP, jump facing, looking towards water. Nafny's so ready for this play to pop out. Headshot going to be secured, and all the entries, all the kills go in the way of Nafny. Big 5 frags to find. I didn't even notice the Gambit Youngsters had only 1 player doing all the damage, but it works out wonders for them. And with the overall damage coming through against LDLC, the economy is going to be limited. This buy is going to be a force buy.
And that's something that you probably wouldn't expect from LDLC, considering that they've been able to win 4 rounds in a row. Finally, one goes the way of the Gambit youngsters, and they've been reset. They have to force. It's not the best to buy in the world. They've got a FAMAS up for Afro, a scout out for Sixer, and upgraded pistols for the rest of them. But the intent's there to get aggressive. They've certainly come into Overpass with a game plan, Jay, and it's to get in the face of their opponents, get aggressive, find opening picks.
Well, as strong as LDLC did look, the truth is they were skating on thin ice in those first 4 rounds. This could be a 4-round return from Gambit youngsters and a way to get their T-sides kick started. So far, so careful across the defaults here. Nades onto common positions, and they back off out of the mid control. They've got one player out from the monster area, which could lead to disaster, but Axel catches him with utility in his hands. Afro and Lambert will both fall down. The MAC-10 getting a kill from Nafany as well. It means, of course, there's going to be extra money in the bank for the T side.
And Sixer and Hadji, unfortunately, trying to do some work over at that A bomb site, but it's really the B commitment that just locks everything down. And I'll tell you what, Jay, considering the fact that LDLC have got off to a good start, I've certainly noticed changes in this Gambit youngsters side. I mean, especially on T. I mean, it is still early days, so we still could see them go back to, that very, very slow and passive T side. But for the majority of rounds, it hasn't been running down the clock to that 20-second, 15-second mark, which really makes us nervous so many times when they try and hit a bomb site.
Hadji standing with the AK to get an exit frag out here somewhere. Hopefully he can find it and do some damage to Gambit youngsters. The economy of the T side is also not in the best of positions here. If he can get that kill close against Inters. Got the AKs most ideally here. Oh, too many players to handle. And Nafany gets another pick with the MAC-10, so that's plenty of money gained here by the Gambit youngsters. And the force buy that should look to an eco instead. 4-2 now, LDLC still in the lead, but that's going to be challenged here in the next round.
And $2,400 out for LDLC in the next means that Glass Cannon can potentially come out for a Sixer, but he really won't have anything else to back up that AWP unless he's able to get a couple of kills with his USP, which is certainly not expected. There's going to be the triple boost out towards the graffiti position, which is often a quite a little cheeky boost. Seeing if you can get a little bit of information. You need to make sure that you're kind of holding and looking towards that wall, otherwise you will slide off to that left side. And for Gambit youngsters, does anyone check it? Nafany's like, where am I getting shot from, boys?
Off boost? That would have been great, but no. Just 3-man boost to a 5-on-4 situation. The spray's awkward from Axel. Eventually taps onto that headshot and gets it back to an even standing. Afro down. Axel's still in check here. Sixer spotting players towards long. He's got backup in Hadji there on the A bomb site, and he's got that PT-50 to jump face. Molotov's towards the cubby corner. And the city side currently being borne down by the fact that they've got not a lot of, firepower here. They've got the even man standing and, of course, the HP advantage. And they're going to try to put that P250 again on the boost up here at the truck. Don't see this boost too often. It's very situational. And body will go down. This may be one of the situations where it works out well for them. Lambert to full taps up, not getting his kills. And Super and Inters will take out Sixer and Hadji for the last couple of frags against that CT side. So 4-3. Now the rifles coming in for LDLC. This is their chance to defend the lead.
And I'm still wondering whether Sixer's going to go that glass cannon AWP. Even with LDLC, you're saving in that last round. Going forward, they don't really have the best of buys in round number 8. It's going to be 3 FAMASs in the playing field and only a single kit up for Afro. Whereas for Gambit youngsters, look at the money line, the train of money being built up in the bank. And that was something that they were able to do for the entire first half of Mirage against Budapest 5, is maintain a strong economy.
Gambit right now looking as strong as ever. The aggression coming in from the CT forces, though. This could get a bit awkward. They could siphon off that bomb from the bomb site. They've done damage, but Axel's the man that gets away with the kill. Other player on short, bodies there towards the boost up. Hadji going to face around the corner against Super. Super is ready for the headshot angle, so 5-on-3 as no trades go back to favor of the CT camp. Sixer will catch Super off guard, but Afro falls quickly after the fact, so short and B-site control, well, not B-site itself, but B-site execution control gained by Gambit youngsters. And Sixer and body in a 4-on-2. They've got very little chance of defending the hit.
Yeah, you got to think that they're in the back of their mind even contemplating a save at this point. I mean, it's certainly something that they're probably not thinking like massively about, but something to think, okay, like, do we need to reposition ourselves for a save? What are we going to try and do here for the defensive hold? They are going to stack up at the B bomb side, but in a 2-on-4, this is going to be difficult. Body can't even find anything. These entries, man, how sharp do Gambit youngsters look?
Much better compared to the opening 4 rounds for LDLC. I was kind of stunned that LDLC looked as confident as they did, but now Gambit youngsters are rolling. That is a train that does not stop for anything. Of course, 4 all, as you say. Very nice entries and frags around corners. These simple shots, simple headshots, simple kills coming in. As Gambit youngsters look to take the lead away. 4 all and eco coming in for LDLC. There's not much they can do to deny their fate at this stage. Could potentially get some picks back on the upgrades here. They've got Dingles boosted up on Afro. Body's got another one also on the B bomb site. A Caesar and a P250 for Hadji and Lambert, respectively. But that's not much in the grand scale of things. No kits either for a defuse if necessary.
LDLC, this is going to be them giving up their lead that they had in the early stages of the CT side. Only a couple of upgrades here, seeing if they can find 1 or 2 picks again. Having a bit of a stack over at that B bomb site. Not often are we seeing that triple A setup. It's normally the triple B. And this is back to, well, Gambit youngsters that we know best. Getting to a minute on the clock and really not having any presence at the moment in terms of map control. Slowing down the clock, seeing if they can slowly siphon off some areas. But well, already the CTs, they're now trying to take control and get aggressive.
Axel getting Afro here. A simple kill against the pistols. 28 seconds to the clock. Gambit youngsters have to act eventually to get the bomb plant, ensure that they can secure the round, because, you know, it would suck to play this passively, wait for pistols, and then just let the timer run out and lose by default. Got Lambert on site, who actually could be a major thorn on their side. Hold on. Deagle pushing close for Body. They faked it once. Axel catches Lambert. Deagle back to do damage. Take out. Shiro not quite. He gets away at 16 HP. And from there, the round falls apart now for the CT side. Hadri, last man left in connector. And yeah, could have been a lot with so little, but not to be for LDLC.
And one thing we spoke about in the pregame, Jay, is maybe the difference in kind of experience for LDLC in comparison to the Gambit youngsters. In case any of the viewers don't actually know how young these guys are, every single player on this Gambit youngsters lineup is either 18 or 19 years old, where for LDLC, you've got Sixer pushing 29, you've got Lambert at 28 years old. Their coach is 41, for goodness sake. Like, that's how much experience they have on LDLC. But sometimes, you know, the kids come up showing, and I tell you what, they're looking very impressive. Once they get control, you mentioned it as a train, you know, once they get momentum, it is very difficult to stop them. And LDLC, they're going for the secondary ops. You know, we see that Lambert sometimes picks up that secondary op as the in-game leader. This could be an opportunity to turn things around, get back into control.
Sixer taking his orb straight down into the connector area, looking for first contact, but Gambit youngsters playing against them. Not going to take them at their face value. Play around to the mid and short positions. Lambert will be challenged by the AK of Axel. Forced back to 50 HP as well. Sixer forced to rotate out and try challenging here. Good flick, could find one, doesn't find any. Super quicker to the trigger finger, and the flick just not accurate enough. 5-on-4 situation for Gambit youngsters. Hadji left isolated here in the bathrooms and could end up going down pretty effectively. So we're going to make some noise out here. The peeking from Body will catch him off. Info being spotted. 4-on-4 situation here for the CT side.
Oh, and Shiro, he spotted out Hadji trying to force him back, and even Nafany, what is he doing there? Why is he on the edge of the smoke like that? He's able to take down Body, and LDLC are like, boys, what is going on? Why are they playing like this? They've got so many kills to A, but now they're coming back down to connected to B. Gambit youngsters, like, what's going on here? Some of the times, like, I watch them play, and I think, like, what are these guys actually doing? Why are they even thinking about going B when they found so many kills at A?
And it wanted to get to a 1-on-4, so therefore Lamb is basically guaranteed not to get this round. Might find an exit on Inters, but with no kit, lack utility, no automatic weapon to work with, it's no chance. Better to save that AWP, and he ends up going down anyway, so 6 rounds in a row for Gambit youngsters, looking so good here on the T side. So efficient as well. The deadly efficiency we've seen from these boys has certainly worked out well for them in the past. A tactical pause forced on LDLC. They have been on the receiving end of the offensive for a very long time now.
Now, Jay, I don't know if you've heard this one before, but if you have, don't ruin it. Why was 6 afraid of 7?
Oh, bloody hell, are you serious?
Yeah, can't. What do you know why?
Is it because 7, 8, 9 by any chance?
Of course. Because 7, 8, 9. And, well, for 6er, I thought, got a bit of a tactical pause, let's just rip it in, but it's a shame that you've heard it. Maybe the viewers haven't, though.
That is like one of the oldest jokes on history. Like, I swear, I've heard that one since I was a kid.
It's always good. It's always good. Always makes people laugh.
Just because of how corny and stupid it is. Oh, dear. And it probably would have worked better in the next round when Gambit youngsters hit 7, so
Oh, of course you're going to have to ruin it like that. Right,
it's your fault, mate, as far as I'm concerned, so Eco for LDLC, therefore we should be seeing 7 for Gambit youngsters. There's now bombs left out in T-Con. A bit of aggression coming in from the CT forces. Afro could push so far as to gain information and map control against the T side. Because the Axel's ready for him, he's just going to shut him down as he makes his way out. Might get checked by Sixer on the trade, though. 2 spotted, 2 kills, headshot, sprays easy. And yeah, that was their best shout in this round for the CT side. It wasn't much. In the end, it will be nothing.
And Body with this deagle with a few teammates to try and at least held a defensive around this A-bomb site. They're actually looking to get quite aggressively around this bathroom smoke that they threw down around that divider position. Gambit youngsters, Shiro at the end of this round, he's going to go up to 16k. The bank is just looking so solid now for Gambit youngsters. And if they get to 7, Jay, that's going to be 7 rounds in a row for the Russians. Look at the time, though.
Peeking, CZ. Can't do anything, neither can the CTs that remain. Lambert, last man standing. 1 on 5, overwhelmed there. Rifles should be out for LDLC in the next round. They absolutely need to get that round over and done with. Double AWPs from Sixer and Lambert will headline things here.
Unfortunately, the AWPs haven't really been too successful in the last couple of times that they've brought it in the playing field. This could be the opportunity to maybe see if they can find some impact. I mean, we certainly saw in the first 4 rounds a lot of aggression coming out from LDLC trying to take the fight. It seems as if they've kind of been shut down and they're very nervous to play aggressively. And now it's gone more into sort of a default passive kind of style where they're playing quite deep into the sides, not really looking for too much information. Oh, the nade stack onto Body. He gets taken down so damn low.
That forces the AWP to go on this man as well. To get the M4 back on Lambert to do something. T-side setup defaults out. The CTs just can't contest it. A smoke will go down to that B-bomb site. Onto the ramp position, actually. I'm not sure if that was intentional or not, but either way, Gambit youngsters will try and get LDLC to force forward even further than this. They won't. Playing passive and just waiting for the chance to go to them. The bomb's on the back of Shiro. He's going to rotate out towards the mid-control play here from Gambit.
We're going to try and flash Inters into that bathroom's position to potentially get a wide swing. Haji holding the angle with Sixer out towards long. We're getting closer to 40 seconds now, and a bit of B presence coming out from Axel, just going to be the single lurk. But even with Haji, he's starting to get aggressive, and Nafani, is he ready for the peak? He is, and that's an opening kill going the way of the T side.
A 5-on-4 situation. Gambit youngsters make their way into A. 25 to the clock. Sixer has Afro to back him up. Axel will fall. Orb scope in. Shiro gets a wallbang. Super ends up getting a kill, but Sixer trades back with a 2K to a 2-on-2 situation. T-side players in front and behind him. If he can get Shiro down, he may still win the round. He's been spotted. The scope's out. The Glock pushing forward from Nafany. Sixer gets Shiro regardless. Walks straight into him. Backs turn. Nafany gets a kill, but 4 seconds left. Afro's on site. He's just going to hide and play for time. He will go down, but they've won the round. And LDLC playing Guerrilla tactics just to get them past the line here.
Oh, okay. That was a really good hold coming out from Sixer. And he does so much work. He denies so much time of that bomb being able to get to the side that in the end, all Afro needs to do is just hide from that truck position, make sure he doesn't overextend and try and take a fight. But even winning a huge round like that, going into round number 13, they don't have the best of buys. They're on one of these forces once again. And for Gambit youngsters, this is a lot of utility to go quickly into the B bomb side. They're setting themselves up for an execution.
Nade on. This is damage to the T-side. SMG rounds the corner, takes out into. That's already a decent start, but a fast execution coming in from Gambit has the rifles to overwhelm the rest of the CTs. Afro left alone in a 1-on-3, and they know where he is. They can rotate back to the A bomb site. They've won the round from here.
Oh my goodness. That round was won from Nafany, and he just cuts out so many rotations from the comm players that LDLC just can't even rotate to defend that B bomb site. Afro just... yeah, he's not even going to try and go for this. Just see if he can hold on to maybe an AK. He's picked one up over at the B bomb site, so bring it into the next round. But Gambit youngsters, they're going to find their 8th. And again, it seems like it's very similar to Mirage in the fact that Budapest 5, yeah, they won a few rounds here and there on that city side, but they weren't able to find round conversions, whether it was 2 in a row or 3 in a row, which never happened. And that's what LDLC have struggled with. They got that 4-0 start. They looked very good. Then there was a massive amount of rounds that go the way of Gambit youngsters. LDLC, they get on the board again, but they can't follow up.
That's been one of the main issues when it comes to sides taking on the Gambit youngsters here. Yes, they're able to get rounds, able to get good rifle picks and good rifle sort of conversions, but unable to follow up onto them. It's been shut down from the Gambit youngsters, whose economy's built. The economy for the CT side, though. Got to make a decision to save here, force up, potentially get something over in the 15th round. A choice for you to make. Do you want to get some 6 skins? I think the answer to that question is yes. Malta V and Malta V15 are your codes to use on a Hell case where you can open up some 6 cases and potentially get your wish. This will be an eco coming through from LDLC. There is no way they're going to be able to get this round together. Like Gambit youngsters have played so efficiently against these pistols and these rifles. Already see early information coming through. The AK boost might come out for Afri, might find something, but again, it's very far-fetched here.
They've even mollied the position. Just even the fact that Gambit youngsters are reading that that's a possibility after seeing a couple of players moving up to that party position and trying to force that AK back. As soon as they take Afro down, it's just going to be like, protect the AK. Oh, good swing coming out onto body. Okay, this is now a 5-on-3. This is very doable for the CT side.
Okay, so ignore everything I just said, because that was very clearly wrong. 2 AKs now for Body and Afro to work with. Shiro at least responds onto 1. A bit of aggression coming in from Axel as well to the B bomb site. Add a monster over at the grill area. And Shiro will go ahead and join his man as damage is sustained by the T side. AK recovered by Sixer now as he rotates out and keeps his mid control. The other AK of Afro there to support the B site defensive. Shiro jump facing with the AWP. And the boost up comes through as Afro goes for this plant here. Axel going to catch Lambert, spray through on Afro, gets Super in the back line. So 3-on-2, still workable now for the CT camp as Gambit youngsters get their plant fallout passive, knowing that the CTs are at the advantage here. Molotovs into water will clear it out, but they're all back over at the T-ramp and monster area. CZ facing in so much damage done to the AWPer, and now it's all left to Axel. He's not even on shore. He can't challenge them directly from this position. They can stick the defuse right now and win the round for LDLC. This will be an eco half-bought victory, and Gambit youngsters can't do much about it. They will find themselves a rebuy up here as Axel will end up going down to 6. 2 main weapons saved, a 6th on the board for the CT side.
And this is actually, I would say, a pretty good recovery from LDLC. They let a massive amount of rounds go the way of Gambit youngsters, and they're just holding on. If they can even close out a 7th round on City side, they can be happy. I would even say 6th, that they could be satisfied. Maybe not happy, but at least a competent amount of rounds. And Gambit youngsters been able to pretty much buy up for every single round out of the past 14. But going into the last round and a half, it will be the double AWPs on once again for the LDLC camp. And back to the B-side presence for Gambit youngsters, not really taking anything out towards long or the fountain position. A little bit of control out towards connector, mainly out through short to potentially get another B-side execution coming through.
Well, last round of the half here, Gambit youngsters obviously on their buy up here. Got plenty of money, they can afford a few more, but sadly that economy does not carry over into the second half. Body with the slow face in, dealt with by Suga, repositioning against Hadji. Hadji does find a trade, and Inters will try to protect him here. Three-man boost up from Axel. Can he get this together? He will check it, but Lambert takes him down. Hadji swings in, gets 2 more kills as well. Response from Shiro as Gambit tried something really risky, and it did not pay off. Last man left to try and rotate back to the A bomb site, but there should be no way back into this round for Shiro.
Now, when it didn't work the first time, you're making so much noise. They're seeing you trying to go for the triple boost. And I think they tried it like 3 times. Finally, the 3rd time, it was successful. But already, Lambert's just holding the angle. He knows exactly what's going through. And Moshiro, he's the last one left. He hasn't been able to put up a massive amount of kills in this first half. It's really been Axel and Nafani that have put up some big numbers. And, well, for LDLC, this should be their 7th round, unless Shiro can do the unthinkable. He may even be able to get a bomb plant here at A.
Not going to mean much here on round 15. They need a good victory out here. The bomb plant is a start at least. The flashbang to get him safely into the long position. The scope out. The AWP is already on site, though. Shots out, does not land a flick. There's a backstab coming in from the CT players. Defuse being stuck now. Spray through from Afro will keep Shiro occupied. And the defuse will come through for LDLC, so 8-7. Not a bad half from LDLC, all things considered. They look very confident in those first 4 rounds. It's the main sort of like section of the mid half where Gambit really took control. But only 8 rounds scored by them here. You know, would have expected a much better T side, considering, you know, it's their map pick, considering that LDLC don't really play that, you know, they don't really play this map, you know?
Absolutely. Gambit youngsters can probably be a little bit disappointed that they didn't get off to the best of scores in that first half, but you've got to think now for LDLC, I can honestly see them really struggling on the T side. A lot of teams that don't play Overpass or just don't play a certain map in general, a lot of the time they struggle on the T side and find success on that CD side. So you've got to think for LDLC, it comes off the back of the pistol. They need to get some early momentum. They need to be able to use that aggression that we saw on that CT side to get in the face of their opponents. And, well, for Gambit youngsters, look how heavy this stack is out through B. There's 4 players here on the CD side.
A pistol set up here for Lamb. We're going to put the smoke down and try to get LDLC into the B bomb site. Both pistols seeing B hits coming out early for both respective sides. Gambit youngsters, very different setup compared to LDLC. A little bit more active and aggressive. Just pushing into the monster area and looking onto short control vision. But waiting till the minute marker, it seems like, here from Lambert. Body's going to try and lurk over to the A bomb site, tapping up with his P250. The man on the raid boss going to try to sell him on the idea of an A play, but now he goes down, the jig is up. Supra, that frag now gets all the info they need for the CT side. Inter spots them all coming out. Shiro going to take a couple of decent faces, do some damage, but no kills. Second flash coming in at the perfect timing. Inters falls back, he does go down. Alpha getting taken out by Supra. Nafni gets the kill as Supra doubles up, makes it a triple and a quadra overall. From heaven, he supports the B side and gets the pistol to Gambit.
Ooh, and those juicy odds over at our good partners at LootBet. Do not believe in the comeback to come through for LDLC. They've now changed 4.29 up for the French side. If you do want to capitalize on those odds, you can check out our betting partner in that Twitch panels below. You can check their link out and get straight to their website and get some fantastic bonuses only at LootBet. Jay, LDLC, they needed to win the pistol rounds, and unfortunately, Supra shut that down.
Perfect headshots coming in from them. So well placed for him on the A side and the B side defense. And even more picks back on the M4. Takes a dink down through Stubble, but Afro takes the casualty to return, so. LDLC here on the Eco can only do so much damage as well. Like, if they were able to put 2 players in and get 2 headshots on the man, then sure, maybe that might have been a kill. Dropping that M4, taking it out of CT hands will be so valuable right now to LDLC, but for now they're playing so passive and careful because they've got so little to work with. These scopes out from Shiro will try to take a man down, but can't quite find anything from here.
And they're just looking for something. It's seeing if they could just find an overextension from Gambit. But for the most part, it's pretty passive on the side defensive. They're not really over-aggressing, getting in the face of these pistols. And well, for LDLC, they have grouped up now towards this A bomb site in the bathroom's position. But there's 3 CT players here.
Oh, the unscope from Shiro, giving up his best chance for a headshot. They do drop the bomb, and actually Axel holds on to control. Easy as that for the FAMAS USP, getting Haji for the 3rd frag and a 10th round of the board for Gambit youngsters. LDLC, nice try, but no chance. I don't know if the money is quite there for a reinvestment. They're thinking about it. Easy stuff clean up there from the rifle, so it's expected there that LDLC would lose that kind of round. But they do go for rifles in the end. They're going to have to just suffer with Lambert having a Galil in check. Only 1 player with a full set utility. But it is firepower, and Gambit youngsters only have so much of it out here.
And they might go for a bit of an aggressive stance, especially around this fountain position. But Supra, oh, he's so blind. Oh, they haven't seen him. How have they not seen him? He's been able to cross behind them. Supra, he's hearing the footsteps. This should be an easy couple of kills coming through. How has that happened? Gambit youngsters. Oh, my goodness. I don't think I've ever seen that kind of a timing and repositioning before.
I'm in disbelief. How has that worked? Of all the things that work, it had to be that. Supra, 2 picks to his name. AK for cover for him. I don't know if there was a second AK. There should have been 1. But either way, the scout shot from Shiro, just doming Sixer to add extra insult to injury. 4 on 2. Gambit youngsters should have already run the round here.
Oh my goodness. And yeah, it is. I mean, that's such a statement from Shiro. Great shot coming out from the scout, just doing some jump spotting out towards his long position. And well, he knows where both the players are. He can call the rotations in. Good shot does come out from Lambert. Now, if they could take down the next side defender, that's going to allow a bomb plant to go through. But there's a backstab play from Nafany.
I find his way in from Connector, and Lambert, if he goes down to this man, that's going to be an SMG kill, a bomb dropped. 27 seconds as they know that they're there towards mid somewhere. Haji now giving up the ghost towards long. Nafany slowly creeping in, all up to timing against Lambert. SMG kill comes in the shoulder bait, spots out that Galil takes it down. AK will drop quickly after the fact. And there it is. Another round for Gambit youngsters, getting free upgrades as well from their SMGs and the M4 as well. But it was all down to Supra's push play there in the midst of the smoke, which is basically what won them.
I don't
watch
know how
it
this
again. I would have thought the timing would have at least got like a bit of information. I thought they would have seen it before we entered the smoke. So I honestly don't know how that happened.
it must have just, like, I can imagine LDLC being like, how? Like, I need to look at the demo to figure out how that's just simply happened. But 11-7 up for Gambit youngsters, and going into round number 19, it's only a very light investment. A couple of upgrades here and there from Deagles. And this should be a pretty easy cleanup coming out for the CT side. Already a couple of kills coming through. And for the Frenchmen, they're just looking for a couple of cheeky headshots.
They're hoping to get these Deagles in, but nothing going to happen at this stage, it seems, for the T side. One out towards long, the nade on position. Lambert 24 HP. 13 now to dead. Haji on 10. 6 are on nothing. Bomb being dropped. And it looks like they're going to get away without a single point of damage done to the CT side. Indeed, Axel with the USP to close it out. 100 across the entire CT board. 12-7. Gambit youngsters looking in a real good spot here.
Yeah, they really are, and for LDLC, you're certainly seeing the struggles start to show on this T side. They really need to find just one round. If they can find one round to even give themselves some confidence, it's going to be so difficult to try and target the economy from Gambit youngsters. There's so many players. There's 3 players that are 6k plus. And they do have that AWP on the back of Sixer, so at least the big green gun has come out. Even Afro could get taken down. Supra looks to be very aggressive here, and, well, it's not Supra, but it's Inters.
Kill regardless for Gambit youngsters, no matter who got it. Hadji press up with the default here alongside Sixer into connector and underpass area. They've got a short split also set up here from LDLC. Potentially looking towards the A site play. Gambit youngsters are quite heavily backed up right now on the A bomb site, and in generally passive positions, with the exception of the B players who are pushed up so close. And Nafi going to reciprocate now out towards this corner play. He's expecting the T side to come towards mid, and he'd be right about this. They're actually going to lean towards bathrooms instead, so they may walk right past him.
Oh, flashbang so perfect! Oh, it's not the greatest of sprays, but at least it's the information. The bomb gets dropped, it gets recovered, and the trades just keep coming through, but not in favor of the T side. We're getting closer to 30 seconds left. LDLC need to make a play. Do they go A? Do they go B and split through connector? They need to make a choice.
Lamon's going to try and play something out here towards short. No idea where Supra is. He ducked down into the corner, ends up going down. Hadji will pick up this bomb in a 1 versus 3 now. 20 seconds as he continue the B campaign. He should get heard here. Supra's going to hear those footsteps. AK train on his position. Hadji checking it. Easy kill. Easy 13th for Gambit youngsters. Look to put their first map on the board. And as an update for those of you who aren't currently watching the Fate vs Budapest 5 matchup, it's not a good day for Fate, Dweg. 16-5, they lost on their first map. It's
what?
Yeah, Budapest take it.
What was the map?
Mirage.
And it was Fate's map pick?
No, it was Budapest map pick.
Oh, okay, okay. Even still, 16-5. Damn, that's okay. Fate are in for a bit of a rough time, and I suppose you can say for LDLC, especially on this T side, they're putting a lot of presence over to the B. Bomb side Supra, he must know that it needs to be a rush into. Oh, but he needs support. It's only a 1-for-1.
Body gonna have to get forced back out by the incendiary here. Good utility response from the CTs, and look at Axel bracketing in the T side presence here. In connector, squeak door is closed as Body peeks out, gets Inters down. Hadji gets nothing next up. 4 on 2. The CTs on the B side are slowly getting picked apart 1 by 1, and Axel needs to wait for his chance to peek in. Flash over. Hadji drops down. Looks at Body as well. Awkward spray, but couldn't make it a 3K. They now know where Shiro is, but they've dropped the bomb and the orb's peeking up. 2 players to find. They're going to peek away. Still, the orb gets that kill. Now Sixer's got to pick the bomb up, rotate it back to the A bomb site here. Gonna make some noise, or is he gonna go B? Is he gonna try and play the mind games against Shiro? Shiro's read this, or has he? He's also considering a wraparound towards the graffiti area. Who's outplayed the other? I think Sixer may have outplayed Shiro here.
As soon as he uses a bit of utility, honestly anything, it's going to give the information back. Now, with that smoke going down, Sixer's actually going to fake a B play and go back to the A bomb site, or is he? He's actually smoked himself off. This is very uncharacteristic on how to play a 1 versus 1. He's trying to fake that he's faking B to go A, but he really is going B.
Shiro, scope up, he's read it well, sees the head, does not connect the shot, and Shiro trying to force him out for a decent kill. 10 seconds after 5-7 on site, and he's planted open for the sandbags. Scope in, not gonna go for the wall bang. He sees that piece of utility, the flashbang going out, missed out for the first and the second, and Sixer whiffing both pieces of both flashbangs. Did not blind Shiro. As he peeked, he thought he was safe, he thought wrong. Simple kill for the AWPer, and 14 to the board of Gambit youngsters.
He had 2 flashes, and unfortunately, Shiro, rather than just turning away, he's like, no, I've got this. I'm going to kill him even if I'm blind. And he doesn't get blind at all.
The thing is that both of them missed. So he's just there, just kind of like, okay, I'll take it. Like, what?
Yeah, no, that's really unfortunate there for Sixer. I gotta be honest, I'm not really sure about re-smoking yourself out through short. It seemed like he was trying to play a bit of a mind games and just see if he can bait out a rotation from Shiro, but Unfortunately, the finesse was not there in that one-on-one, and for LDLC, the struggles only continue.
LDLC need to get something on the board soon here. They haven't won a single round in this second half. If this keeps going on like this, then they are going to be probably left out with a simple map victory for the Gambit youngsters. And yeah, it is Gambit's map pick. But LDLC looking so confident on CT's side, only to come into the offensive half and then just look so flat. Does indicate that maybe it was all down to the standard defensive and default passive plays that you would see out of regular pug teams. It's really what got them through that first half. Whether or not that will be such the case for the second map is yet to be seen, but for this second half, it has just been all Gambit right now. Hadji forcing forward, Napoli spotted him. Headshot still connects to the T side. Remember, they've got two players in the mid and bathrooms area, and Hadji's challenging. Shiro gets that one kill, Axel gets one more onto Al's Afro. Got a player in mid that they're going to evade here. He's going to wait and bait. His body gets Shiro. He gets Axel as well with a simple headshot and a 3-on-2 situation to the T side. Force forward, Super goes down, Inter's last man standing.
And he's got to be thinking about the save at this point. 1-on-3 coming out for Inters, and he doesn't want anything to do with it. He wants to just get out of there. And, well, for LDLC, it all really comes off that entry from Hadji. He does a great job of swinging out from long, gets a fight that probably shouldn't have been able to win, but he finds the opener, he pulls a distraction away, and from there, the Gambit youngsters, the two players that they had establishing a crossfire in bathrooms, wasn't sure whether they needed to check the side or check behind them. A great round from LDLC. They take everyone down, they pick up their 8th, and that's the first on the T side.
Has taken a long time to get here. And to their credit, LDLC, they have managed to, you know, do some damage to Gambit youngsters to the point where this is a force buy now for the CT side. AWP in, M4's out on 2, and AUG, but also for Master Supra, and the utility is limited. Limited beyond belief here for the CT camp. LDLC can make this work. Right now, they've got the defaults in play for the T side out towards the monster area. They've got Inters playing close. He's expecting a B side play, and if they do, they will get shut down.
And not really too much presence for Gambit youngsters in terms of aggressiveness. It's pretty passive across the board, and they've got a bit of a long challenge coming out from Shiro with the AWP. And seeing if he's able to find some opening frag, and it's actually the run boost coming up. Uncharacteristic missed shot coming out from Shiro, and Sixer, well, he capitalizes on the mistake there.
Axel M4 set up for Body. Bomb facing around the corner. He still gets the kill. What should have been a frag, ideally, for the CT side that bought them the round, essentially. M4 of Nafni, only player left here. Hadji around that corner, gets one spray, transfers to the second man, gets damage to Body, 12 HP, but he stays alive. Nade on sight, doesn't take him down, does him for half of his remaining HP. Super next up against Lambert. Lambert takes the spray, Inter's last man left. He's going to have to fall back and save his weapon. His LDLC have overwhelmed the 9th to the T-side board.
Okay, well, it seems like a bit of a late resurgence coming out from the French side, and you got to think for the Gambit youngsters, they're probably, I wouldn't say getting tilted, but getting to a point where they're like, come boys, you know, we only need 2 more rounds. This is our map pick. We've looked so dominant across Overpass so far, but they need to make sure they're not getting ahead of themselves. They need to make sure that they're playing quite cautiously. They don't want to, you know, overthink things, or they don't want to, you know, feel as if like they're massive favorites and kind of make mistakes that they don't need to make. A 9th round up for LDLC. A bit of a comeback coming through. And you'd have to think this is just going to be a half buy up the back of this AUG. Maybe even not even a half buy, considering the fact they're going to get, what, 2,400 in the next round. They can't really invest too much. Maybe some P250s at most.
Yeah, the AUG of Inters is going to be the main thing for the CT side. You can see how quickly he's playing aggressive here. Out towards Connector, looking for an underpass challenge. Molotov's out. It's going to stay back here, and 3-man boost up into the jungle area. Supra. Try to back up a little bit. The USP up. And here's some footsteps. We're going to wait for like the squeak door to open and Nafni to receive some contact. They're essentially set themselves up to bracket them into the short control here. No such presence will be shown by LDLC in towards the monster areas as far as they'll go. Damage done to Afro early. Now with smokes coming up, the CTs get forced back a little bit as they do lean towards the B-side play.
Running into this heavy stack. Unfortunately, it's only the AUG out through connector and only those USPs out of the B bomb site. So for LDLC, they just need to make sure that they're using their utility right, getting those flashes in, making sure that those CTs are blind. But it's going to be a dry run out to the B bomb site.
Inder's going down, Nafni spotted. Super and Axel do get 2 good picks. 3-on-3. It's still winnable for the T side. Oh, but 6 are caught looking the wrong way. Damage done. They take him down. What is going on? What is this? Lambert with the AK, a 1-on-3. They've got bomb control. This is a full eco from Gambit Youngsters. The AUG didn't even pick up the kills. It was all the USPs, and Axel finishes it off with the AK. AWP recovered as well. Map point for Gambit.
Oh my goodness, and I can just imagine Lambert, like, boys, just maybe even just silence. Like, how do you lose a round like that? The AUG didn't even get a single kill. They're up against 4 USPs at the B bomb site, and they lose. Oh my goodness, that's heartbreaking. And that's going to be a tough pill to swallow because they were bringing a comeback through. Things were looking pretty decent for LDLC, and then they lose a round like that. They absolutely bucket it.
That was just not... That's just unacceptable for me, for LDLC. Like, sure, if they pulled out a strat like the 3-man boost, got a pick or 2 with that, and then made the round fall apart from there, fine. But it was just standard faces out on the B bomb site in open angles. Boost up coming in for the AK. Will try to look onto the heaven position in Toxic as well. But the CT's playing against it. They know that boost could come through from the Ts, and they're just going to be like, nope. Nafni will hear that. Put a HG on, which will reveal the information at the very least. Trying to get some more out from them here. A minute to the clock, and LDLC going to slow walk into it. Super going to take the first man. Afro standing by. Their utility does come out. Inter's ready for a face-in against 6. So the smoke goes down. A flash also being faced away from. And they're just stalling for time here. LDLC just don't want to push forward.
Yeah, they've used so much utility over to B, but they haven't really committed with anything. And going into the site execution, they're not going to have a lot to work with. Only a couple of mollies, a single smoke, and some flashbangs. And for Gambit, they've got such a great read at the moment. Their B defensive is looking really strong. They're starting to reposition around. Hachi's trying to sell a bit of a fake out towards bathrooms, but even he gets taken down.
3 left standing for LDLC here in this map up. Afro trying to find something, but Super shuts him down. Does not get Lambert next, but that's a 3-for-1 trade to the favor of the CT side. And Inter's making his way out towards the ramp position. Bomb plant. Not quite denied, but Lambert goes falling anyway. 6 are spotted at the end of the smoke. Gets 1 AWP pick. Needs 3 more to stay alive here in this map up. The flashbang going over. Reface could potentially catch a good pick. Flick back on Nafni's way too inaccurate. And the defuse will come through. Gambit Youngsters 16-9 on their map pick. And to their credit, at certain times, LDLC looked a lot more confident than that scoreline did indicate. But in the end, Gambit Youngsters picked the map. They're going to win the map. And it did look very confident in that second half.
Hey, look, it really did. Gambit Youngsters came into their own, and to make that point where, you know, they looked dominant in certain rounds, yeah, they did, but, it wasn't a consistent behavior, and that's one of the struggles that I think